Importantly, Canada acknowledges India's strategic importance, both regionally and globally. Even amidst the present row, India and Canada have held ministerial-level talks on critical minerals. Thus, there appears to be considerable convergence between India and Canada on the Chinese challenge. Yet, despite many convergences, the relationship has encountered turbulence. India is justified in its exasperation at Canadian inaction on an issue of great sensitivity to India, that of terrorist activities against India. Since long, India has been flagging this issue at the highest levels. During his visit to Canada in 2010, then PM, Mr. Manmohan Singh had made it clear to his Canadian counterpart as well as Sikhs in Canada that Canadian soil should not be allowed to be used for promoting extremism against India, and hoped the government of Canada was alive to what is happening. The present Indian PM has also flagged this issue, and yet there appeared to be growing tolerance of anti-India activity. Shockingly, facts have emerged that many of the pro-Khalistani Sikhs entered Canada illegally or on fake passports. Canada has been open to immigrants, and that shows its strength as well as openness of its society. Both are praiseworthy. However, in mixing free speech with hate speech, in confusing freedom with secession, and prioritizing short-term political gains over long-term internal stability and external cooperation, the present Canadian government is missing the forest for the trees. Canada may well be reminded that pro-Khalistani elements were responsible for the brutal assassination of Mrs. Indira Gandhi, then a sitting Indian PM. This is a very sensitive issue for us in India. Besides, the Khalistanis have consistently displayed a savage, bestial and rouge behavior by targeting innocent Indian citizens. One hopes that the Canadian leadership is aware that their policy of appeasing pro-Khalistani elements could come to bite them with serious repercussions, because these elements have started threatening the very foundations of Canadian society and way of life. The Khalistani activities and Chinese acts of interference in Canadian internal affairs, including efforts to threaten its social fabric, is the real danger to Canadian citizens. Going forward, both countries should take steps to ensure the diplomatic spat is not allowed to go into a free fall. The stakes are too high to let that happen, especially when both are confronted with various dimensions of the Chinese challenge. Sikh community, business, and political leaders in Canada ought to educate their people that the fair name of the community is being tarnished by a few, and come out unequivocally against the Khalistani elements. Acts of violence, crimes, and bigotry that are being perpetuated under the cause of Khalistan should neither be tolerated by Sikhs in Canada nor Canadian society. A mass denouncement by them will send a clear message to both the pro-Khalistanis and politicians. When Canadian citizens themselves rise as one voice against Khalistani activities on their soil, their government will be forced to act. Ottawa ought to know the words of Haile Selassie, one of Ethiopia's most famous leaders, who said, "Throughout history, it has been the inaction of those who could have acted, the indifference of those who should have known better, the silence of the voice of justice when it mattered most, that has made it possible for evil to triumph." The idea of Khalistan, its sponsors and supporters are the evil, in this case.